Good evening from Onrang here in the Gaeltacht. Just want to share a quick story with you. It's about downsizing. We have a number of people who contact us on a regular basis who are thinking of downsizing from their home. I'm actually going to get in the car because it's a little bit windy. So I'm going to tell a story about my parents who relocated from an old farmhouse in County Limerick 2 years ago, right in the middle of COVID, and they moved to Dungarvan because I live in Onrang in the Gaeltacht with my family. So my parents wanted to be near us, and needless to say, they're getting on in years, in their autumn years, as I say. So they were living in an old farmhouse in County Limerick, and the house needed a lot of work done. And when I was looking at properties for them, I had a really clear criteria. So the first thing was that they needed a bungalow because at this time in their life, in an ideal world, they really would have liked a detached bungalow. Now, sometimes we have to compromise. We have to say, well, what is a deal breaker? What do I absolutely have to have when I'm moving? Or what's a variable? What can I live with? So we looked at a number of properties and online. What was really important is that the house was in an estate that had lots of green. So the estate that I picked for them to view was Spring Meadows in Dungarvan. And this particular, somebody's reversing right up beside me. This particular estate has beautiful greenery and beautiful trees. So when you drive in, there's loads of lovely trees dotted along on the way into the estate and lovely green areas. And the house that I picked is directly opposite a gorgeous green, bearing in mind that they have lived all their life in the countryside. Now, some people who are moving from the countryside say, there's no way I could live in a housing estate. But one of the things that was so important to them was that they were near people, that they were in close proximity to a shop, that my mother would be able to walk with her dog Pixie. And the reality is that if you're relocating from a rural location, you are more than likely only going to find a house near a town in a housing estate. But not all housing estates are the same. My advice to you is, if you are thinking of moving and downsizing, drive into a number of estates within the area that you're interested in and see how you feel. Our gut's an amazing thing. What kind of vibe do you get? What are the neighbours like? I can tell you, in Spring Meadows, the neighbours are amazing. A lot of them actually have relocated from rural locations from the countryside. The neighbours are fabulous, even down to people dropping cakes and all kinds of treats when they have family events. And there's such a really gorgeous community there. So you've got the mature trees, you've got beautiful greens. Now, one of the things they did compromise on was we got a semi-detached bungalow, because a detached bungalow wasn't available at the time when we were looking. And so you've got to have a list and you've got to say, well, what can I live with? They wanted a sunny garden. So the garden is south facing and it's really sunny. It's lovely and private and it's easy to maintain. So the big ticket items were a bungalow. They settled on semi-detached, gorgeous trees driving into the estate, a lovely vibe in the estate, lovely greenery and gorgeous neighbours. 1 kilometre walk from Dungarvan town. Mammy can walk to the shop with her dog, and that makes all the difference. The other thing is the community hospital is very close by, and these are all the factors. As we get older, these are the services that we need. Access to a doctor. That was another story. It can be very, very difficult getting access to a doctor. That is something to consider when you're relocating. So if you're looking for any advice or help on downsizing or relocating, we're here to help. And I hope you found that somewhat helpful. Anyway, and by the way, I say this to all buyers, or if you're looking on behalf of your parents or whatever, Don't worry about the small cosmetic jobs that have to be done. They're small things. They're easy wins. They're easy things to get fixed. Don't get hung up on the colours and the kitchen units. You can sort them out. But all the stuff that I mentioned is the really important stuff. Anyway, have a lovely evening and thanks for watching. And as I always say, slán go fóill. And for more tips, check out our YouTube channel, Liberty Blue.